So, I was just having a regular day. I went to class, I went to a comic book shop and picked up Batman Deadpool, a real comic that just came out, which is absolutely wild. And, I come home from the comic book shop in my college class and I'm putting my books down and I'm ready to sit back and read this insane comic. And I go and I check my Discord server and my day gets flipped on its head. Metallic Dale Earnhardt Jr. What? Hello, everybody, and welcome back to My Thoughts, a series where I give my thoughts on the latest news in the cars. See, can you guys see? I'm messing up my intro. This news is so crazy. I'm messing up my intro. This is something I did not think I would ever see in a million years. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is back in the Cars Diecast line with a brand new variant. It's here, it's real, and I cannot believe it. So, for those of you who don't know, Dale Earnhardt Jr., of course, had a cameo in the first Cars movie, playing a car based on him, and sponsored by Dale Earnhardt Incorporated, a company initially created by his father, the late Dale Earnhardt, that Dale Jr. was racing for at the time Cars came out. Mattel released a diecast based on Dale Jr.'s cameo in 2007, and over the next few years, they re-released it once or twice, and also made a few other variants of the character. But in the early 2010s, they ended up losing the rights to Dale Jr., meaning they could no longer make merchandise of him. And eventually, Dale Jr. himself ended up in a whole string of licensing issues where he ended up losing the rights to the Dale Earnhardt Inc. company. So it just became this big, messy legal disaster. But last year, Dale Jr. got the rights to his company back. And a bunch of Cars fans I knew, including myself, began to wonder, could this mean that Dale Jr. could have a Cars diecast again? Dale is a pretty desirable Cars diecast, and while he's abundant enough thanks to his previous releases that he's never really all that expensive online, his price has crept up over the years, more and more, as more and more people want him. Not only because he's based on a real famous racer, but also because, he legally couldn't be re-released, meaning that people wanted to get their hands on this item just in case it never came back. Well, last month, a bunch of reliable Cars leakers did some sleuthing on Walmart.com, going through item codes, and uncovered a bunch of listings for potential upcoming 2026 items. And among several listings for new releases and re-releases alike was a listing for a NASCAR Dale Jr. This was easily one of the most shocking Cars rumors I've ever read. It was one that I could not believe was an actual legitimate rumor from Walmart.com. I was honestly shocked that this was a real thing people had discovered. It was really hard to believe, but now it's here. It's 100% real. Diecast Insider, a very reputable source who gets images, I believe, right from Mattel and shares new listings for mainly Hot Wheels, but also occasionally Cars diecasts, has shown this off today, officially confirming that yes, NASCAR Dale Jr. is coming new for 2026. It is absolutely insane. I can't get past the fact that this exists. It's so crazy, and man, I'm just happy that it's here. I really, really am. The NASCAR line is a line that Cars collectors used to really like, but over the last year, it's become so ridiculously overstocked, and there have barely been any new releases. People really started turning their backs on it. Most Walmarts I go to have nothing but metallic NASCAR cars. This being here, this releasing, is certainly going to spark some interest in it. Typically, the NASCAR line is just a bunch of next gens named after real-world current NASCAR racers. This is really not something we've ever seen before. They took a racer who appeared in the first Cars movie and they made a new metallic variant of him. Yes, this is a new metallic variant. It's not just a re-release of a previous Dale Jr. It's a brand new metallic one. If you look closely, you could see it does have that metallic paint job. That's so crazy. I can't get over this. Since the beginning, I've wanted the NASCAR line to be a line celebrating, NASCAR racers from all over the years, and while they did kind of do that in that NASCAR 5-pack, this is the first car in the series, other than McQueen, that's, not a next gen. It's just so cool to see them take this famous racer who appeared in the first movie and add him into the NASCAR line. I just can't believe that this is real, guys. This is absolutely insane. And I'm so glad that Mattel and Disney and Pixar and Dale Earnhardt Jr., Dale Earnhardt Incorporated, everyone involved, I'm so glad they came together and made this item. Because again, Dale has been a really well-desired item. And to have him back in the diecast line just a little over a year after Dale Jr., got the rights to everything back. Mattel and Disney, everyone really had their fingers on the pulse with this one. It's like they were waiting for his legal battle to be over to be like, yo, can we make a toy car of you with the face again? And he was like, yeah, go for it. Of course, in addition to Dale here, you do get a Dale Earnhardt Inc., or rather Dale Earnhardt Jr. themed pit stop barrier. I love that they're still using that classic Cars 1 Dale design. This is based on the real car that he drove at the time, so it is super cool. And again, it makes the NASCAR line feel more NASCAR-y, right? My main complaint about the NASCAR line has always been that, even to me as someone who isn't really into NASCAR, to me it's like, there's not much NASCAR in the NASCAR line beyond name. So to have a real racer here, most of them are real racers other than McQueen stuff, but to have a real racer here based on, using his real livery from the time, it's really great. The main thing that's going to bother people about this item is the mold, right? So the original Dale Earnhardt Jr. diecast had his own unique diecast mold. No other racer used it. It was incredibly movie accurate, and unfortunately, this isn't using that. You see, in addition to the regular Dale, they did two other versions of him. One released in the Motor Speedway of the South set, yes, the insanely rare 36-pack that came with the Apple car, came with a Dale who was reusing the Nitroade mold instead of his unique mold. And then that one came out again in 2010 with rubber tires. This Dale is using that Nitroade mold, not the original Dale mold. And while I know that's going to bother a lot of people, I actually don't really mind. Hear me out for a second here. Here's the thing. The Nitroade mold Dale is less accurate, but it is infinitely more rare than the original Dale Earnhardt Jr. The Nitroade mold Dale was only released as a rubber tires variant and in the Motor Speedway of the South set that goes for like $5,000. So to get a new cheap version of him in this mold is something I'm actually very happy about. I've wanted rubber tires Dale for quite a while just because I find it so unique to see how they made a mold for him and then, didn't continue using it. So, I mean, I've wanted to get that other weird, obscure Dale for a while, so I'm actually quite happy that he's using the wrong mold, but ideally, he should be using that original right mold, especially for people that, that don't have the original. I have the original, so, yeah. Regardless, I've seen the response to this be pretty positive, and I think with just how cool it is that this diecast exists, most people will be willing to look past the mold being a little less accurate. But there you have it, guys. I still can't get over this. Metallic Dale Jr. releasing for 2026. I just had so much to say about this item. This is the only time I think I've ever done a My Thoughts video on just one new car. But more news will be coming soon, actually. As Diecast Insider confirmed, he does have some more new car stuff that he'll be sharing over the weekend. And if there's anything substantial in there, maybe, may not be, then I'll make sure to cover that in an additional video as well. We also have some new updated listings for 2026 cars. So, yeah, plenty of stuff to talk about. A very exciting time right now. This item, this is insane. Anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Let me know what you think about this item in the comments. I'll see you guys next time. Bye now.